Hey guys, Desolate Magic here, and Wizards hadn't really posted anything this week, like, at all, really. And the phrase, when it's quiet, you should fear them the most, kind of was resonating in my head, but they have released something noteworthy, so I'm going to make a video on it. I mean, seriously, after that many days of nothing, I fully expected an announcement that's like, you can no longer play the game if you're white. I mean, like Russian, Australian, Jewish, it's all the same thing. White is white. Okay, and according to the head of the judge program, get the hell out of our judge program. How he still has a job and hasn't been arrested for something yet is shocking. Do you think we could deport him? Is that a thing? He claims he's an immigrant. I mean, he came here when he was like 1, but okay, sure. That cuts both ways. Can you actually deport somebody for just that level of discrimination and like racism? I mean, it's a volunteer position though, so it's like, I don't know. Hopefully Wizards just pull their head out of their ass and fires him. Speaking of people that should get fired, somebody from Wizards, actually I have no idea who this is, I just said that because it was a fun segue, but someone from Wizards wrote an article about the storyline of the world of Battlebond, which should be titled The Plane of Battlebond. But to point out the fact that Wizards employees aren't always on the same page with everything really goes without saying, and honestly, it's a bit of an understatement. So immediately in my mind, I'm like, ooh, article about Battlebond, cool. I want to hear, like, you know, where did the plane come about and how do the people travel there and, you know, what kind of competition, what do you win, is it part of their culture? Yeah, I could get into this, but first and foremost, the most important thing, what is the skin color and gender of the person who wrote this? Okay, that is the most important thing. Oh, sorry, I thought I worked at Wizards for a second there. By the way, it was Allison Lurs, and she is white, but she's a female. I assume. I don't know. Oh, I assumed her gender. Shut the hell up. So anyway, I'm Allison Lurs. Well, I'm not. I'm Desolator, but I'm reading this now. So, quoth the Allison, I'm Allison Lurs, game designer for the Magic Creative Team! Exclamation mark. Woo! I mean, that is like an I love my job exclamation mark right there. By the way, speaking of loving my job, I just got something in the mail that says that even though I haven't worked at my former job for like 4.5 years, they accidentally leaked my damn data in a data breach. God, I hate them so much. So much. The next day after I quit, I reported them for their illegal use of software licenses, and I think they got nailed pretty hard. Because that, among other things, now I might have said this, I don't know if you guys put 2 and 2 together or not. I have mentioned that I quit there, and then I also mentioned that they went bankrupt and had to sell their entire company to another company. What I didn't mention directly is that, you know, there may have been a correlation there between me leaving and them going bankrupt. People ask me, Des, you seem kind of vindictive. Would you describe yourself that way? Yes. Yes, I might even get it tattooed on my forehead. People piss me off, rip me off, or wrong me, and they are gonna have a bad time. What the hell is this video about? Oh, that's right, it's about Allison, and I think she's the head of the stadium. I think she's the head announcer person. She announces all the battles. So anyway, she says, I create worlds and settings for Magic, and well, let me just back that train up there, sister. A more accurate statement would be 50% of the time you create worlds and settings for Magic, and am excited to introduce our newest plane. Because about every other plane is not a brand new plane. Does she just take really, really long, like, vacations? And then they're just like, well, Allison's gone. I guess we gotta go back to Ravnica again. Or is it just like, oh, where's Allison? Oh, she went to lunch. You know what? Let's just go back to Innistrad. She probably won't be back for at least a half an hour. Let's just go to Innistrad. Screw it. Guys, we might actually make it into some actual Battlebond history and lore at some point, but I mean, no guarantees. I'm pissed off today, and nobody's getting a fair shake. Not anybody who wrote this article, nothing in it, nothing. So, Battlebond takes place in the plane of Kai Lam, which sounds like a Star Wars thing. Or more specifically, the stadium known as Valor's Reach. Okay, if Kylem is a plane, and the plane is an entire planet, which I'm still not sure that has ever been confirmed, I mean, what about the rest of it? You know, you're kind of simplifying it. Like, the whole entire thing boils down to this one building. I mean, really? Oh, guys, you ever heard of this place called Earth? Yeah, here's Los Angeles. That's all you need to know about. So anyway, Valor's Reach is an arena high above Cloudspire City and is both the figurative and literal pinnacle of entertainment on the plane of Kylem. Now, it would only be literal if you were, like, specifically referencing its elevation, but no, you specifically said pinnacle of entertainment, which then the whole thing falls apart anyway. Valor's Reach isn't home to chariots and track and field events. No, you simpleton! It's home to a sport known as martial magic. Sounds like a David Blaine special. White marble glints in the sunlight, and the roar of the crowd stirs the hearts of champions, and magic is wielded for sport rather than bloodshed. There is no place in the multiverse more electrified with optimism and valiant drive. No play that celebrates the glory of competition more than Kylem. Really? Because, I mean... okay, I'm not going to get into it. Let's just say there's some other contenders. This is a peaceful plane. Whoa, pump the brakes there. I'm sure Rome thought they were plenty peaceful with their wonderful Colosseum and, fights to the death and such and barbaric crowd. But yeah, they were so above everybody because some of them could read. And they thought lightning was the gods chucking thunderbolts at them. Oh, and the entire universe was made up of Earth, Wind, and Fire CDs. Or whatever the hell those idiots believed. And then they collapsed because they were idiots. So yeah, really peaceful. Anyway, it relishes its rich culture and history of competitive combat. God, that is just straight out of the SJW playbook. Oh, it's just a cultural thing. A Muslim's throwing gay guys off a roof. It's just a cultural thing. Being able to legally murder your wife, that's like, it's a cultural thing. It's just a difference. You're not going to get it. Shove it up your ass, SJWs. I hate every last one of you, and I hope you all drop dead tomorrow. That said, sports are a universally loved pastime, and there is no finer sport on Kylem than martial magic. Well, clearly Dance Dance Revolution tournaments haven't hit there yet. I mean, you get that K-pop going, you're going to get the crowds, bro. StarCraft 2? StarCraft 2, do they not have that there? You know what I saw on ESPN the other day? Frickin' beanbag toss. Competitive World Series of beanbag toss. I've also seen arm wrestling. Oh my god, agility trials with them cute-ass doggos? These are the most uncreative people. Anyway, martial magic is a beloved spectator sport enjoyed by virtually all residents of the plane. Virtually all, not all. Not everybody's impressed with this shit. Some people are above this barbarism. Providing an outlet for talented mages to test their skill and a community event for the masses to enjoy. In other words, marketing and ticket sales, okay, let's be honest. I have an outlet for talented mages. Solve everything. Cure illnesses. Invent ways to, fix the environment. Whatever is a thing there. Use some kind of biomancy to double the lifespan of everybody on the plane. No, we're going to launch fireballs at each other. That sounds like more fun. And this fight was brought to you by Pepsi. Drink fresh. Wait, I totally just mixed that with Subway. I don't drink Pepsi. Fuck you, Pepsi. So competitors from across Kylem travel to this center of culture. That's generous. To participate in no competition stirs more passions in Valor's reach than, really, 2-on-2 combat. I never would have thought. I'm shocked. Shocked! Well, I'm not that shocked. Duo showdowns are bracketed fights between pairs of two, really. Culminating in the... Is that what duo means? Culminating in the final 2-on-2 battle that will determine the champions. As part of the reward, statues of the winning champion pair will be added to the outside of Valor's reach. They must have a lot of room out there then. I would force them to, draw the t-shirt that I was wearing at the time, which I guarantee you would just be haters gonna hate, and then, Grumpy Cat. Put that on a statue, bitch. Who would my partner be? Probably Wedge. Oh, or Max Mofo Pokemon's new, dog, Kevin. So, martial magic is a sport on Kylem, and like any sport, it has rules. Each duo begins with a set amount of points that are reduced based on magical hits and holds. So, in other words, we're copying martial arts competitions, specifically Taekwondo. The information is recorded and tallied by the homunculi penalty mages. That's a thing. And when one team is down to 0 points, the other is declared the winner. There is an exception to this rule. Some games are determined by style points. I told you. Did I not tell you? That's why they're wearing frickin' ugly ass lipstick and wigs and shit. Anyway, when one team is down to 0 points, the other, I already read that. What the hell? Okay. Style points, which are decided by the amount of confetti that the audience throws in the direction of the winner. Oh, that can't be rigged. Oh, you definitely couldn't use plants. Definitely not. While champions wear enchantments that absorb the brunt of damage, that certainly doesn't mean they compete without risk. Oh, I will get out my shoulder beholder, man. It's the little familiar that floats over your shoulders, little teeny tiny beholder, and anti-magic field. Everybody loves the shoulder beholder. Anyway, let's see. Reputations are won and egos are bruised easily on the field. And apparently, tissue as well. Duos in Valor's Reach aren't just competing to win, but competing to stand out. All successful champion pairs know how to work the audience, and a flair for the theatrical will always help a duo win over the crowd. And apparently pink hair. I still think they're using it just as a crutch to draw a bunch of SJW, just idiots. Bright colors and dramatic power moves are hallmarks of martial magic. The champions of this plane dress to impress, and their weapons reflect the over-the-top showiness of warriors that wield them. Their blades trail neon as they slice through the air and are specifically designed to be visible even from the nosebleed section. You know what I would do? Like basically Goku Solar Flare. Be like, y'all want to see some flashy shit? Boom! Everybody's temporarily blinded. Throw some confetti. So they're showing off some artwork. You honestly should check out this article. It's pretty cool. It says the arena in Valor's Reach is a technological marvel. Or is it a magic and enchantment marvel? Because it doesn't sound like they have technology. Anyway, its battlefield can be reshaped and altered. Okay, that's obviously magic. Anyway, and thousands of cheering fans can pack the stands to watch champions navigate the ever-changing terrain, which they just copied from the Hunger Games. Transforming arena keeps combatants on their toes and ensures the audience is never bored. Yeah, how bored would they be, though, if you fall in the lava and die? Because literally right below this is a picture of lava. I think the audience is honestly most impressed with the box EV of Battlebond. I had to throw it in there. I had to. So if you're wondering what homunculi are because you've never seen Full Metal Alcoholist, I can't speak today. I'm just going to power through it. Homunculi are a sentient race who use order and process to facilitate fun? Really? Okay, they are charged with keeping Valor's Reach operating smoothly. As caretakers of Valor Reach, the homunculi are in charge of overseeing the competition. They reset the stage, clear off debris, dead bodies, change the stage from the controls of the booth, in other words, rig matches, and protect the crowd from rogue spells. Cool. Or remember that baller-ass counter spell that costs like 4, but it's like shared mana up to 3 or whatever? The homunculi are on the card. And I believe the card's called Out of Bounds, so yeah, check it out. It's pretty cool. And they also act as cheerleaders on occasion. Okay, so in other words, they're really into match rigging. They're very biased. Their most visible role is on the field acting as penalty mages. No foul escapes their watch. Can we get them in the NFL then? I mean, they only have one eye, but I feel like they'd still do a better job. But we finally listened to Desolator Magic's multiple very sarcastic and exaggerated complaints, and we made them disabled. Due to their lack of mouths, homunculi use sign language to communicate. The most notable exception to this is the homunculi champion there's no fucking vowels in that, who, thanks to a long-standing agreement with her friend and fighting partner Okaun, did I call them Sean and Zach or something like that? Telepathically speaks through him. Neat. The public at large is fine either way. All Kylem adults can sign. I just find that very hard to believe. That is like freaking... It's some like ridiculous activist fantasy. You're never going to get a whole population to learn sign language. So who are the fans, the biggest fans? Well, goblins. Big surprise there. Goblins are an excitable race. Ooh, that's racist. That you're trying to soften it, but that's just blatantly inappropriate. And some of the most passionate fans of martial magic. They frequently dress up like their favorite champions. Oh god, they're cosplaying. No, they're goblin cosplayers. Oh hell no. Create huge banners and even jump the barricade to race onto the field and join the fight. Okay, that's gonna be a disqualification. They can be found in the marketplace hawking concessions and sundries. Oh my god, just if you're looking at the artwork I am right now, you would find this actually legitimately offensive. It is pretty damn obvious who they base them on as a very, 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 very racist stereotype. Good job, Wizards. I mean, they just got out the book of stereotypes that are like, let's just make goblins and not say it's this group. Oh my god. This is legitimately terrible. Anyway, Goblin Spectators are the first to arrive at a match and quickly wriggle their way into the front rows. They're often well prepared for long days at Valor's Reach, armed with satchels laden with fragrant mixture of rotten produce for heckling and gaudy confetti for their favorite heroes. Becoming a warrior is an aspiration that almost every goblin harbors. Really, not a lot of people want to make the transition from fan to participant. It really just said they were fans, but whatever. I guess there's some crossover there. Though many fail to complete any formal training due to poor impulse control, oh my god, those who do are exceptionally bold and enthusiastic on the battlefield. Not becoming a champion doesn't stop some goblins from dressing up as their favorites, though. Well, that's pathetic and probably a thinly veiled shot at people who go to conventions. Guess who else lives here? Elves, bitches! Elves also live on this plane because you can't run away from elves. They're like slivers, except worse. Kylem elves rely on exquisite fighting technique in combat and are also known for crafting elegant and durable weapons. So in other words, they're super different from any elf in any other game, story, movie, or anything ever. I'm making a sarcastic and disappointed face. You just can't see it right now. Although elves are less charismatic, shut up, they have a charisma boost. You don't know elves. Than other champions, or is it dex? Or is it intelligence? I actually don't remember. I think they might, I refuse to dig out my player's handbook and look it up. Maybe they do have garbage charisma, I don't know. The crowd loves watching them for their sheer fighting artistry. That kind of, like, artistry and showmanship is charisma. What, are you just saying they're ugly because they're showing a picture and, I mean, no homo, but he's pretty good looking. Anyway, Valor's Reach was founded through the patronage of elven founders. Oh, I think we know who the elves are in this story, many of whom have wealthy descendants who have benefited from the efforts of their forebears. They're the whites, okay, these are the white people. That one I'm going to point out, entitled and benefiting from their ancestors, and they run everything. Oh, I wonder who that is, guys. Geez, Allison, was naming them the White Elves a little bit too on the head? You had to put a little bit of a barrier there? Don't even get me started on the Dark Elves or Drow from D&D and their typical backgrounds as, you know, sneaky evil thieves. And by the way, I'm not serious about any of this. I just like throwing SJW tactics back in their face to show what fucking hypocrites they are. So let's hear more about the elves, everybody. Woo! Do they treat the other races poorly? Are you about to say that? Because I bet you're about to say that. Let's see. Elves are the, quote, old money of Cloudspire. Oh my god. And if they are not elite enough to compete in the arena, they can usually be found in the skyboxes watching their sponsored duos. Well, I bet they're wearing a monocle and speak with a British accent. Okay, let's hear about the new race that they made. They're called the Azra. You might have seen them on some cards and been like, what the hell is that? That sounds like some World of Warcraft crap. And then you look at the artwork and you're like, oh, it is some World of Warcraft crap. All right, you know, God forbid you come up with your own ideas. Boy, the D&D department's going to be mad when they found out they stole all their tiefling artwork. This concept art, I mean, let's just say I'm seeing some similarities here. So anyway, the Azra, their distant demonic ancestry. Oh my god, I literally called them tieflings before I even read that sentence. So their distant demonic ancestry is reflected in their facial horns, but their facial shape can shift into a purely demonic snarl when they feel threatened. Wealth, taste, and trickery are the Azra's primary interests. They are literally tieflings. They flock to Valor's Reach for the competition on the field and off. Lightening the purses of other attendees is just as exciting as watching a match. Well, that's racist too. The Azra love anything gold and shiny and aren't afraid to show off their wealth. Thus, most Azra become merchants. Really, would anybody buy from one of these people? That's like buying from a Chinese vendor. There is a 100% chance you are going to get ripped off or scammed, okay? 100%. So some are merchants, though others seeking quick coin might turn to a life of crime as rogues, assassins, or mercenaries. If you're so damn talented, go compete in the games, bitch. Sounds like they just use cheap, shady tactics. Yeah, that's probably about right. So anyway, this next sentence just makes plenty of sense. Let's see if you can follow it. The next two sentences. The champion duos are the real heroes of Valor's Reach. On Kylem, they are seen as celebrities, and in the real world, they are legendary creatures you'll be able to play with in Battlebond. Yes, that is an actual sentence in this actual article. It's a comparison statement where the two things being compared make absolutely no sense and have nothing to do with each other, and I don't even know what this sentence means at a basic level, so good job. It's like, oh, on one hand, in Kylem, they are seen as celebrities, but in the real world, they're legendary creatures you'll be able to play with in Battlebond. Like, why are those in the same sentence? And then they're like, well, but in Battlebond, no, in the game, in Magic, they're legendary creatures. What do you mean in the real world? Like, what is the real world? What is your relative description there? Like, wasn't this whole article taking place inside of Kylem? Why'd you have to lead with, well, on Kylem, they're celebrities, but... And then, like, something that has no reference to that. We're going to have to move past it. So these duos play on duo tropes. Yep, I couldn't have said it better myself. They just copy stupid stereotypes from every movie, book, video game. They can't come up with their own ideas and storylines. Oh, an angel and a demon pairing up, like every anime ever. Oh, two mages that are opposite colors. Oh, they're sisters. Oh, they're twins. Woo, how creative. I just made every bit of that up, but I'm pretty sure all of them are probably real examples. Well, actually, I should have read the whole sentence because it gets even better. These duos play on duo tropes and invert them in fun ways, from familiar pairings like a tank and an assassin, to playful variations like a kid and his imaginary friend. Okay, no, actually, that's every kid's movie ever. Here, let me help you out. Inverting the trope would be a giant monster who has an imaginary friend that's a small human child. That would be inverting the trope. How does Wizards even still employ people who don't know what inverting a trope means? Like, remember, I'm tearing this apart because I used to be a professional author and editor, but I didn't write fiction. I just have a basic understanding of stories, character design, and I took 11th grade advanced English, which apparently qualified me to work for a giant company in California. Anyway, moving on, Battlebond is a mix between the skill and pageantry of massive international competitions with the team-based combat of fighting games. Wait, do they literally mean like fighting games like Mortal Kombat? Oh my god, do they have video games on this plane? Then why the hell aren't they watching StarCraft 2 competitions? In fact, I heard that new Dragon Ball Z fighting game is like pretty baller, the one that just came out. The world of Kylem is colorful. They just mean it's full of racial stereotypes. Action-packed and fueled by a love of spectacle. Welcome to Valor's Reach. Oh, thank goodness that is the end of this article. So what did you think about the almost lore of almost not completely stereotypical Clichéville? Or Kylem or whatever it's called. I feel I've got to point out this is completely overshadowed by the fact that they designed it and finished it in 2015 and 2016 when Two-Headed Giant was super hot. I doubt it's quite as hot now. Virtually nobody's going to buy it for that. They knew that, so they threw in just lore-ruining stuff from other sets that makes no sense whatsoever. There were like dragons from Tarkir on some of these cards. Are they in Kylem? How'd they get there? Are you going to explain it? Or are you just going to come out and admit, yeah, it's basically a reprint set. We just took half the cards out and threw a bunch of money in because people like money and they won't buy it otherwise. So welcome, everybody, to the world of Eternal Masters 2. Because that's what this is. So don't forget to smash and destroy and just obliterate the subscribe button. I mean, literally right-click on it, inspect element, and delete it off the page. Because first of all, it doesn't do a damn thing. And secondly, you're going to want to be subscribed because I'm getting my boxes of Battlebond tomorrow, and I'm probably going to open them on like a live stream or something. I don't know. I might pre-record it. I don't know. Whatever. If you have a preference, leave it down in the comment section. But I'm not going to stop opening them until I get one of every foil mythic. So watch for that, and I'll see you guys next video.